everybody. Guess who it is? Wait, sorry, let me just check if my breath. Yes, okay, we're good. Whoops. She thinks in her head, okay, let's start this off in a original way. Because usually it starts off with hello. Oh no, I'm trying to stop saying the word hello because it has hell is low, and the English language is a very interesting language. It's very it's a spell, right? And then the other one is, oh, I haven't been here for a while. And then the other one is, oh, there's so much that I've learned. Hi, Lakshmandi. Salam. How are we? Welcome. I'm trying to think of bienvenue. Bienvenue. I believe that's French for welcome. I had this thought because last time I had there was someone who was on my live and they spoke French and they really wanted me to speak in French. Then I thought, what a great opportunity. Maybe because obviously I have a Punjabi channel as well. So for every video that I make, maybe I could translate that straight away into Punjabi so I can do that myself, right? Or and then also I could I guess go and translate it into French and then attempt to speak it in French. I don't know. It's a thought. But today's topic is about identities. Who are you? Who are you? What is your identity? What is it, comprised of? What do you say that you like? What do you say that you don't like? What do you say that you agree with? What do you say that you're a part of? What do you say that you're definitely not a part of? Because I think drawing this out will also be beneficial. So let me just move my book to the side. You have a Punjabi channel? Yeah, I do have a Punjabi channel. My Punjabi channel. Okay, you know what? Let me go on the chat. Let me plug my Punjabi channel, okay? Sometimes when I'm making videos on my Punjabi channel, it just feels weird. I don't know why. Because let me plug my Punjabi channel. Being like sharing information in English, I guess, is the most that I've been comfortable with, and I guess people who speak English. And then, of course, I love Punjabi, and then sharing the things I share to Indian people who speak Punjabi, it kind of, I find myself being frightened a little bit. I don't know. I don't know why. Okay, let me plug it. Okay, Priyanika Satsang. That's it. Okay. I am the truth, but there is some time to reach there. What do you mean? What inspired that? Okay, so yeah, I wanted to talk about, identities. Okay, let me just. Hi, babe. How are you? Yeah, so there is it comes into your ego, right? This is my name, this is where I'm from, this is my ethnicity, this is the country I was born in, this is the music I like, these are the type of people I date, this is the kind of cars I like, this is the type of hairstyle I like. No, I don't eat that food. No, I don't talk like that. No, I don't think like that. We've all been there, right? We've all had I'm not drawing, I'm just erasing so I can draw out what I'm, because I think in pictures a lot, in visual form, and I find that it's easiest to explain sometimes what it is that I'm trying to explain. So okay, an identity. So how would I draw that out? Look, first let me say, okay, consciousness is fundamental. I'm not from South London, no. Consciousness is fundamental, okay? So consciousness is the prior condition before matter, before time, before space, okay? So consciousness, because it's fundamental, it means it's absolute, right? It's the truth. It is what people refer to as God, as source, as I'm not going to say the universe, because the universe is a creation of consciousness. It is not the creator. The creator is consciousness. So there we go. We have another word. Okay, so consciousness would look like, ow, whoops, this. Okay, consciousness is just open. It is This feels like a bad day. Oh, it's a good job because it's not a day. um, do I? Oh, whoops. Hang on. Oh no, I'm stuck. Okay, right. Consciousness is open, right? It's flexible. It's open. It's formless. It's full of waves and potentialities. These waves fall in and become matter the moment that your observation goes there. Okay, so the way that you see the world is probably, oh, okay, I exist on Earth. It is a small rock spinning in the middle of nowhere. I'm here randomly. There are, I'm in an infinite universe. There are so many things that we haven't explored yet. Oh my God, there's the moon, the sun. There's a society, there's an economy, there's things happening on the news, there's crime happening. That's what most people's world comprises of, and that's where their attention is. Their attention is way out there, okay? Way out there. But the thing is, the truth is within you. It is within your your consciousness. I'm not talking about within your physical body. I mean, yeah, okay, your physical body is a vessel through which you can get closer to that creator, to the God within you, and you see that the creator and that energy working through your body, right? Because it helped you from being a baby to being an adult. It makes your heart beat, it helps you breathe, it pumps blood around your body, right? It does so many things. It heals you, it protects you, it tells you when there's danger. That's the energy I'm talking about. And m- many religions and cultures and science all talk about this oneness, right? This one energy, this one God that exists, this energy that sustains not only us but the whole of life, right? I'll get to the comments. I'm not going to read them because I'm kind of hey Keshav, I'm on a flow and I get sorry, just give me a second. Boom. I was on a flow. I'm still in a flow. Okay. Um. So yeah, consciousness, right? This is the creator that we should be paying attention to. This is the energy that sustains us, the energy that creates our reality. So it is that energy. Wait, what point was I even on? Wholeness. Okay, right. So that energy is everything. Like I said, it collapses into form the moment you observe something. So there's a saying, right? There's a saying that says, if a tree falls in a forest and no one was there to observe it, did it really fall? And the answer is no. It didn't fall because it didn't happen, because there is no observer. And there is no way you can prove that it fell until there is an observer, right? So your observation is everything. Your observation isn't just innocent observation. It isn't just watching and hearing and perceiving. Your observation is meant to be divine observation. Divine observation is where you understand that your observation creates your reality. Let me give you an example. Right, we're coming into identity, right? I'm pulling it together. So I was talking about identities, people, right? My name is this, I'm from here, I like this, I don't like that, I agree with this, I'm right wing, I'm left wing, I'm blah 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 blah, I earn this much money, I support this charity, I don't support this charity, I don't support I support this war, I don't, blah blah blah. So why do I keep losing where I'm at? Okay, identity, and I was talking about. Give me a second. Okay, let's just go with the identity thing. The point being, people get sucked into an identity and that means they get sucked into their ego. But your true form is beyond that. You are not just your personal story. You are not just your human body. You are not just your emotions. You are not just your thoughts, right? You're more than that. You are consciousness. And when you understand that you are consciousness first and then everything else, right? Your consciousness having a human experience because it wants to experience things. I have a great reason why this happens. Why do you watch movies? Right? People love to watch movies. Why do we watch movies? We watch movies because we want to experience something new, right? And that's what consciousness is. Consciousness wanted to experience things. That's why it came into existence. This is why loads of different things happen. My life is very different. Your life is very different. Every single person's life is very unique and very different. So, it wanted to have these experiences. Okay, granted, cool. And we forgot that we were consciousness, that we came here, we're having an experience, and that we're going to return back to oneness, even though we are oneness, right? But we're just under the illusion of separateness. The point being, when you identify too closely with something, I'm this, oh, I don't like this, I love this, blah, 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 then you take yourself away from wholeness because consciousness is everything and nothing at the same time. Does that make sense? It's like the ocean. Waves occur in the ocean, right? Tiny ones, big ones, even bigger ones, and they seem separate. They seem like they take on a life of their own, right? But they return back to the ocean because it is just the ocean. So that's what we are. And when you get too tied in emotionally with your identity, then what happens is that you no longer remember that you are the ocean. Does that make sense? Um, mm, 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 mm. Which books do I read? Anything that pauses, that sparks my curiosity. You're quite daft. Maybe you just don't get what I'm talking about. Is it possible to understand consciousness without language? What a wonderful question. It is. In fact, language makes it really difficult to understand consciousness. Consciousness is infinite. The mind and language, especially, is finite. How can you explain the feeling of. Okay, imagine you just smelled the most beautiful aromatic flower, right? It's so beautiful. It smells amazing, so fragrant. And then you try to explain to someone who can't smell how that smells. That's what I'm trying to do at times. You know, like sometimes people don't get it, and that's what it feels like. I'm trying to explain something to someone who just doesn't get it yet. Um Here we are doing my best. But yeah, so it's actually easier to understand consciousness viscerally, somatically through your body and energetically rather than language. And it's okay if you disturb my thought process. It was meant to be, I guess. Um, how to practice detachment. Okay, I see Hindu Christian Union in your Hindu Christian Union in my future. Okay, interesting. Do you tell and why is that? Why you see you see the future? You see timelines? How to practice detachment. Okay, understand who you are. Understand the truth. Who are you? Do you ever sit and ponder that, or are you too? Sorry, it's not personal. As in, like to everybody, are you lost in this world? Are you lost in this Maya that you don't even give any regard to who you are, to the energy that birthed you, to the creator, that sustains you? What is the truth? Who am I? Am I just this body? Am I just my thoughts, my emotions? Um, when you know the truth, it becomes easier and easier to live in detachment, because what will happen is you'll have the gnosis, right? The gnosis, the wisdom of the truth. And then your body will need to catch up. Your nervous system will need to catch up to that, because right now, to your nervous system, it feels comfortable and familiar to be attached to things. We are attached to so many things. And recently, I decided that I'm gonna do this thing, right? I'm gonna look at things in my life that that excite me, that rouse my excitement. Because those are the very things that are going to give me the opposite reaction also. I could never understand that saying, each action has an opposite and something reaction, like the opposite reaction, that saying. And I get it now. Let's say you start dating someone and you're so excited to date them. Losing them, or the thought of losing them, is going to bring you immense pain because it brought you immense joy. I was listening to this guy who was talking about he kept the company of a saint, right? And he said that this guy that was in service of the saint, right, an enlightened being, he brought the saint a mug, like a mug to drink his tea in. And the saint said to him, I'm not attached to anything. So you bring me this, I'm not going to feel immense joy. I'm not going to feel immense pain if you let it go. What you need to understand is that I'm in constant joy. This joy you can't take away from and you can't add to. Does that make sense? I keep saying that I owe nothing, nothing owes me. I don't want attachment, but somehow it doesn't work for me. Okay. Because like saying it and feeling it are different things. Loved my answer to that question. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Do you lie to yourself? No. Weber, welcome. It's been so long. How are you? Yeah, equal and opposite reaction. That's one. There we go. Yeah. So, that's the whole thing with an identity. The reason why I wanted to talk about identity was it came to my thought that if I say, okay, so I'll tell you, right? Recently, someone said to my mom, "Oh, your daughter, she's a BB girl, like she's a good girl, okay?" Because I guess they've sensed some change within me, and she said that, okay? And then this has happened before as well. So this time around, I was watching myself. I was like, okay, am I getting excited by this? Am I getting gassed at the validation I'm receiving? Because I've been there before, okay? I've been there where I've been validated from outside of me and it felt good. And then that meant that I set myself up. It's a setup. If you feel good at something outside of you by approval from others, by validation from others, don't forget Newton's law. The opposite and equal reaction will happen, because that's what happened. I got excited that people were validating me, and in the same breath, there was, a fear, even if it's just a fear or experienced. I mean, what's imaginary, right? The mind doesn't know what's imagined and what isn't imagined. Maybe it's because everything is imagination, but that's a different topic. But yeah, the opposite happened, and I was like, whoa. So the moment you get excited about something, let's visualize that you've climbed a horse, okay? You're on a horse now. You can fall off the horse. Does that make sense? Which which crystals do I own? Okay. Oh, I don't know. I have loads. I have loads. I'm good, thanks. Hope you know. I am good too. It's good to see you. Um, yes, you feel it too. You feel what? Sorry, it's yeah. Let me know what you feel. um, yeah. So yeah. Okay, isn't okay. The whole thing that I was saying, right? The whole validation thing. I knew in my heart I don't want me being a good girl or being good or whatever, or being complimented by other people to be a part of my identity. I don't want to have an identity. I don't want to be known as the good girl, because you know why? It's a trap. an identity, a personality is a trap because you hold yourself um to that standard, right? I mean, okay, you can have values like integrity, honesty, and truth. These are values, though. They're not identity of, for example, some people, I used to have an identity. Oh, I'm not good at maths. I don't like physics. I'm like this. I like this. I love partying. I love going out. I love talking. I love, and then you can't allow yourself to be something different. There's something that Tony Robbins said. He said that the thing that a human being is most loyal to is what that person thinks of themselves, their identity. It's limiting and it takes you away from the true, like, from the nature of consciousness. I believe if we want to be highly conscious, we have to have the characteristics of consciousness, which is, you know, um without form, right? Not really attaching to anything. That's why people have attachments. You've put yourself in a box. And when you say, "Oh, I'm like this," or "I'm like this," then what you do is you create a separation from you and the creator, first and foremost. Second of all, what you do is you end up being the things that you didn't want to be. You know that saying? Oh, I did all the things I said I would never do. I became the person I said I never would. I'm sure a lot of you can uh, agree that you've been there. Hi, Kylie Bully. I'm wonderful. How are you? What's the secret behind you looking ever fresh? um, what is the secret behind that? Feeling good. Feeling good. Beyond materialism, what does being good mean to you? Being good. Oh, okay. I guess being good, my idea of being good has always been dictated by Indian society. That's why I'd say. Like now I think of it. That's a really good question. Um, yoga or great oil bath daily. What's a great oil bath? You bathe in oil? I'd say, why don't you do both? Do whatever you like, you know? Hey, Vinay, good to see you. Hey, Cipriano, I'm well, thank you. I've already asked you before that. Please take us out sometime in like a cafe or something. I will. Keshav, if I could show you, it's raining. Okay, I remember I had to go to the shop to go get something. And I was walking back and I remember thinking, oh my god, should I go live right now? But it was raining. And I was like, oh no, Keshav wants me to leave. It's winter time also. I will, okay? I just, yeah. Hi, Prasangi. How to build consciousness. Like higher consciousness, right? Like how to access higher consciousness, I guess, is the word, the question that you're asking. Many ways. Go inwards, inwards, meditation, being tuning into your body, um, into sensations, peace, quiet, being still, just going inwards is the way because going outwards, you're going into Maya, you're going into a hologram. The only reality is within you, right? Your imagination is reality. You know why? Think about it. You know that saying? It's a fact. It's not even a saying actually. Um, your mind and your body doesn't know what's real and what is imagined, because imagination is reality. you know. Um, what if someone who's a doctor stops identifying as a doctor and stops practicing for people want to be counterproductive? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. The thing is, okay, with doctors, right? Some I guess doctors can be limited, right? Because think about it this way: if they say I'm a doctor, I can't agree with alternative healing, medicine or therapies. I've studied this. This is my identity. This is what I've been taught. I can't think outside the box, right? Of course, not everybody is like that. Some people do think outside of the box, but it can be very limiting. That's what I'm trying to say. People here are asking baby questions. It's, they're, they ask at what level they're at, respectfully. Going from hour to in is the door out to in. Exactly. Very true. Hey, Jeremy. How to make out whether another person is conscious or living subconsciously. You know, I find that you can tell. You can tell when you're present, you can tell who else is present, right? It's very easy for me now sometimes to see and feel. You feel different things with different people, from the way they talk, from the way their energy feels, from the way that they look, at the kind of level of awareness they're at. And like I said, it depends on your level. You know what this is saying? It takes one to know one, right? Because someone complimented me today on my TikTok, and they said, you seem so at one with yourself. And I said, you know why? It takes one to know one, right? If you can recognize that I'm at one with myself, you're there. Because we can only perceive the energy at which we're at. I can only perceive happiness and beauty and joy if that's where I'm at. Some people don't see joy and beauty and magic around them. It's because they're not occupying that energy. Real is Ram, Ram is truth. But another thing I would say is you are the only one that is conscious in your reality. Everybody else is a figment of your imagination. Door of the soul is your forehead. Wow. Out to in, meaning there is a verse in the Holy Quran, Minaz Zulmat, is called darkness, ila nur. Light means he found you astray and guided you towards darkness. That is beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. It's the same as guru. Gu is darkness and ru is light. A guru is someone who takes you from darkness, as in ignorance, to light, to awakening, and to the truth. How did you start your spiritual journey? What helped you to keep moving forward? My spiritual journey, I mean, your spiritual journey begins as soon as you're alive, okay? I guess my conscious spiritual journey, where I started living consciously, was birthed from immense suffering. Immense suffering, and then things were presented to me that made me question reality, made me question my perspective on things. And that's when I went from being a passive victim in life to understanding that I am a co creator and that I have far more power available to me than what I am made to believe. What kept me going? Well, the thing is, once you have a spiritual awakening, there is no way you're going back. Once you know the truth, you're not going to go back, right? Ignorance is not bliss at that point. It becomes very painful. That is why some people, I mean, they try to drown the truth out, right? That's why escapist behavior, drinking, alcohol, like drugs, it could be anything. It could be addictions. It could be a porn addiction. It could be eating addiction. It could be being addicted to certain emotions, being addicted to relationships, being addicted to love. Um, Even though it's not love that they're addicted to, it's probably attachment. These things keep your mind away from the truth. It is far harder to live in the truth, right? It takes more courage and bravery to live in the truth than it does to live in a lie. Does bindi related to third eye point? Yes, it is related to the third eye point. Indian culture, Indian beauty culture is far more advanced than one would believe. So yeah, it activates your third eye. It helps you remain aware of your third eye. It protects you from evil eye. Eyes, doors to and a whole a secret of personality. Yes. So I actually saw this post, right, about how the eyes, even the ancient Egyptians, they believe that eyes are truly the door to the soul, to your energy. And if there is someone who has a particularly dark, low, heavy energy, don't even look in their eyes. Don't make eye contact. Similarly, I mean, I guess the opposite is also true. If someone is enlightened, they have a high vibration, look in their eyes. Hi, Nathan. A lot is going on here. Atma means inner mother. Oh, wow. Soul is our inner mother. I love that. I've never heard of that before. Your eyes tell me something. Tell me, what do they tell you? Tell me, tell me. There's a word I also learned. At Atam Aditya? Ad 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 Atam something. It's a Hindi word. Adham, it's the study of your soul. So that's what Atman, yeah, no, it's uh, Atmatan. Oh my god, I'm messing it up. It's something like that. It's about that. This is what people like religions, right, want you to know. This is what enlightened beings wanted you to do. They said, once you know your Atma, once you know the truth and your inner world and what it is, you know everything. You have the power of everything. This is why, I created a TikTok. I said, people feel empty. Why do they feel empty? When you're not in touch with your creator, of course you're going to feel empty. When you're not in touch with the energy that sustains you, the intelligence that sustains you, that sustains your family, that has sustained your ancestors, that has sustained all the people who've ever come before you, that sustains animals and plants. When you are not in touch with that energy, yeah, you're going to feel empty. Yes, Adya Atma. Is it Adya Atma? Adya Atma. Yes, Adya Atma. That's it. Why are you so cute? Like, I don't know. I was born like that. um. Oh, thank you, Nakshmandi. Take care. Bless you. Atma Gyan. Adamatya. I don't know. Um. How often do I fast? I was gonna say not as often as I should. But what I do is I intermittent fast. Pretty much every day I try to. So I try not to eat after 6 p.m. and I try to eat at least by after 11 a.m. Um so yeah, I have tried to fast. I think I will eventually. It will happen naturally, I'm sure. I just allow it to go with the flow. But also I heard that for women it's different, we're not built like men. This is the thing, at times like this spirituality thing, right? And listening to different spiritual teachers, a lot of them tend to be men. And I always wonder, I know that my soul doesn't have a gender, right? I'm aware of that. But there surely it isn't the same for women as it is for men, right? Um, Maybe the way that a man reaches enlightenment or the divine. I mean, the thing is, everybody reaches the divine and like oneness, the sense of oneness differently. But I'm sure it's different. So with myself, I don't follow any path. I've made it very clear, that I won't just go down one path, especially a path that has been walked before. Not that I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to walk the same. I want to make my own. It's not like that. It's more I take what resonates with me, what feels true. I trust my own inner guidance. Everybody should trust their own inner guidance. I have an analogy, okay? The reason you feel empty is because you're not home, okay? But there are many ways to go home. Let me draw this out, okay? All right, we're writing backwards again. Okay. This is home. But there are many paths to your house, right? There are many ways that you can get home. And this is oneness, right? Everyone's on a different path. They're all trying to get home. They're not home. That's why they feel lost. They feel empty. But you can walk anyway, literally anyway, okay? All paths lead to home. This could be Sikhism. This could be Islam. This could be Tantra. This could be Christianity. This could be whatever, another Taoism, whatever it is. They all lead home. So you don't need to glamorize the path. You don't need to glamorize the directions, the book that give the map. Okay? It is about the journey home. It is about the destination. Home, not the things that you encounter on the way. Of course, they're wonderful. That's the path, right? It's the hero's journey back home. Your eyes don't blink, they're in great condition. Eyeballs don't move vehemently, that shows stillness of mind and soul. Mind is reaching the highest clarity level. Wow, thank you. I know. Arthur, I believe you. I believe that Jesus saved you. Jesus is your path, and I'm happy for you. That's wonderful. Look, Jesus, you were here, and then Jesus helped you, right? Jesus helped you get home, and now you feel full, and that's wonderful. And I may be over here, and then someone else may be over here. We're all on the way home. We don't need, not that you're about to argue about your path being the only way, but I just preempted, I just thought I'd put it out there. No path is better than the other. They all just take you home. Okay, we don't need to sit here like little primary school kids like, no, my way home is better. No, mine is better. Oh no, mine's better. I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna kill you. No. The actress in me just came out. Yes, he finded you astray and guided you, Al Quran. Exactly. May God bless you. Thank you. And you. Thank you so much, Arthur. I hope you have a blessed day also. See, so there's no need to argue about paths. Just go on your path. And like I said, I'm just following my path. And oh, okay, another thing I wanted to add. Everybody comes with an internal GPS. We are all here. We want to go home, and we have our own. I'm waiting for that Oscar. Okay, can you all? I don't know if there's a voting system for the Oscars, but I expect everybody give me a vote for that. And that wasn't even my best performance. You've seen nothing. Oh, whoops. You see, this is why. What is the name of my guru? Thank you for asking that. The name of my guru is my inner GPS. That's my guru at the moment. I don't have an external guru. So my guru, the thing that is guiding me towards the light, is just my internal GPS. It's God. God within me is my guru. Everybody has a GPS, okay? Everybody, because it's consciousness, and it's like a self-guided missile, okay? A self-guided missile, it has a target, right? Home is the target, and it's like, okay, we're gonna go home now, right? And you're going and you may go this way, and then you'll be like, no, readjust course, and then you're going, you may fall off track, but eventually you will come on track. And God is very unconditionally loving in that sense. God is like, oh, you went off track? It's okay. I believe in you. I love you. Come back. You got this, you know? And then you go off again, and then it's like, no, I love you. This is very different to what I thought God used to be. I thought God, and I thought what religion was teaching me was that God was something to be feared. That if I made one mistake, then that was it. I'm screwed. I'm a sinful being. That I'm cursed. That I'm marked. That I'm impure. But that's not the truth, and that's definitely not the God I want to believe in. Um, can't you say own mind? What do you mean? Is it right to always consider your past as great to have a great future? No. Situations, everything is neutral, okay? Things happen. Um, this pen falls. I can label that now. This is just a pen falling, okay? You and me can both see it's a pen falling, right? A marker pen. It fell. Now, through my lens of perception, can say this was a bad thing, this was a good thing, this was a great thing, this was an awful thing, this is a blessed thing, this is a cursed thing. The pen has no say. It's just a neutral act that is happening, right? It is me who decides what it is. So when you speak of the past, regardless of what happened in the past, you get to label it how you want to label it. It could be the worst past, and you could say it was the great past, right? What you feel changes all the time. That's one thing I realized. States, we get so attached to states, but you're changing states all the time. When you meditate, you realize this. When you sit in awareness, you're like, whoa, I was just feeling good, and now I'm feeling weird, and now I'm feeling jealous, and now I'm feeling like this, and now I'm feeling like that, and now I'm feeling like this. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's like, it's taking you for a roller coaster. It's always changing. So we mustn't get attached to states, right? So your past, and in the past it may have felt not so great, like for example with me in the past when I was living it, it didn't feel great being in the amidst, you know, in the midst of suffering and pain and confusion. Didn't feel great. Would I say that I was grateful to be there at that time? Did I say that? No, I didn't. You know, can I say that now? Yeah, of course I can. And the past doesn't dictate the future. You dictate the future by choosing timelines, which is something that has honestly just grasped my attention recently. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with timelines and thinking of life in timelines, okay? So we're gonna talk. Okay, these boxes, they're not like different sizes for any particular reason. I just decided to draw them that way. Okay. Okay. Timelines. I okay, let's say I wake up in the morning, right? My day can be split up into these timelines. I wake up and I decide that I am going to go for a walk. I enter timeline 8, right? That has its own storyline. It is full of its own expectations and assumptions, right? Timeline B. I wake up and I decide that I want to stay in and I want to make some breakfast and go live. That has its own timeline, right? I'm going to interact with different people, different things are going to happen. I'm going to have different conversations. I'm going to be in different states. C. I wake up and I decide that I want to go do some shopping. That is a timeline by itself. D. You get the point. Time and timelines are not synonymous. When I talk about timelines, I'm not talking about time. Time is it's a thing to measure something, right? I forgot the word for it now. Let me get it up. Give me a second. time is a dimension, okay? It measures sequence. So past, future, past, present, future, right? The time exists on each of these timelines, but these timelines exist simultaneously all at one time in a non-linear fashion because reality is non-linear. That makes sense? So no, the past does not dictate the future. It is the timeline you choose. It is the frequency you adjust yourself to. It is the identity, the state in which you're in. I hope that makes sense. How do you have so much content to say? What's the source and powerhouse to your energy, ma'am? I used to read a lot. I still read a little bit now. I don't really read as much now. But self-awareness, awareness in general, intelligence doesn't come from the mind. Okay, the mind is in the thinking mind, like the reading that you do. I mean, it does a little bit, but self-awareness. Oh, I guess it does a little bit actually. Self-awareness is the powerhouse of true intelligence, I'd say. Yeah. Oh, the powerhouse to my energy, God. God is all there is, you know? See, the thing is, when you form a relationship with God, you can swap out any word that feels comfortable to you. God, the energy that sustains you, Source, the Creator. Then you have access to all the knowledge, all the wisdom in the entire world, all the power in the entire world. It's no small feat. Hi, Brahan. Past remorse, for the sake of Allah, all that energy, whatever you call, never do it again, and you will be out of depression slowly. It's a formula. Could you explain more? I don't understand. Never do what again? This is a really interesting question. Do I feel like life has no purpose and there is no need to follow any religion, any god, or any cult or rituals? Do I feel like that? No. The purpose of life is living. That's it. To live. A plant. What's the purpose of a plant? Just live, you know? Um I don't believe that you have to follow a religion. I personally decide that I want to have a relationship with the creator, God, whatever you want to call it. I want to have that. I feel the need to have that because that is the source of joy, because that is the truth. God is the truth. The truth is that which is everlasting, and the only thing that lasts forever is God. Rituals, I don't really believe in because I believe that you are the source. The only reason a ritual works is because you believe it will work. You are the power that powers the ritual. So I don't do any rituals really. I mean, maybe there's even some like this copper thing that I drink a cup of this, right? Copper. But I know the truth. I know I'm the power, right? I'm the source of power. I don't have to drink this. I can just tell my body you're healthy, and that's enough, you know. And it's just because I believe it works that it works. Does that make sense? Is there anything like present? Is it not just past or future? No. Here and now is the only thing that exists. The past and the future are just things that you have been, they help you make sense of things. Okay, they help you make it sense of experiences. They mark events, right? Like yesterday I did this, tomorrow I will do this. But the more you can be in the now, that is what meditation teaches you, and that is where you can have access to unlimited power here and now. Nothing else exists. Only that which you can observe exists. And what can you observe? You can only observe here and right now. The past exists right now. If you think of a past event, think of yesterday. When did you wake up? If you can recall, when did you wake up? How did you feel? What did you eat? What did you do? Who did you talk to? It feels like it's happening right now because it is. So the past and the future and the present are right now. Everything is right now. Pete, leave those past sins, behaviors, all that structure are remorse in good way to see and never to do it again. Okay, bye. My time is over. Okay, bye. I always feel that someone is observing me 24/7, my every thought and action, even though I'm not religious or spiritual. Is it a mental disorder or yes, I need to be afraid? Keshav, thank you so much for asking that. That is God. That is who you are. You're the observer. That is the truth of who you are. And the fact that you're aware of that, that's fascinating. Because, Keshav, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Not like that. But who are you? Are you Keshav? If I took your name away, if I took where you're born from, if I took away your sight, your sense of smell, your ability to touch, all of these things away, would you cease to exist? If your brain stopped working, would you cease to exist? No, right? People go into a coma. They don't cease to exist. They're still living. So, what is this energy that is working? What is this energy that is observing? What is this energy that is the one looking, the one seeing? When I do my meditations, right? When I do the waking up app meditations, Sam says, right, the guy who does the meditation, he says, okay, this is the open eye meditation, by the way. He says, look at something, focus on it. And notice that it feels like you're here and that thing is over there. Okay, let's say I'm looking at my hand. If I look at it, it feels like, oh, Priya's here. The source of observation is here, behind my face somewhere. And this is the object. I'm the subject, this is the object. Okay, now, he says, look at the object and then turn attention back on itself. So look for the observer. Look for who is looking. It's like a momentary thing, okay? Look for who's looking. So you're looking at me right now. You can all join in. Look at me and then turn attention back on itself. Look for the one who's looking. Who's the one looking at me? And then what you realize is there's no one looking. There's only seeing. There is no seer. There is only hearing. There is no one. There is no hearer. Does that make sense? So you're not mad. You don't need to be religious. You don't need to be spiritual. These things just help you understand this knowledge. So, in fact, you are just in contact with the observer, like, right? The observer within you, the consciousness within you. So, it's a wonderful thing. Yes, it does make sense. If universe is created by something or someone which is timeless, all the timelines must have been created once, past, present, future. So it's only about choosing timelines. Exactly. Anyone can become God if they have logical knowledge of this world. Logical knowledge. And I mean, everybody is God, right? They just have forgotten. That's the thing. Does believe, does believing in God have something to do with the lack of self motivation? Interesting. Maybe you're not you're not connected to something higher than you. I guess maybe, yeah, could be. It probably is because when you're connected to the creator, you're connected to unlimited, powerful energy, infinite energy. You know, and how can there ever be a problem of motivation there? What is the truth? The truth. What is the truth? The truth is that we are all waves. Well, we all think we're waves when we're actually the ocean. I had to sum it up. Funny Keshav asked, enlightenment is like if you aren't seeking it, you won't find it. It's so natural and experience being observer. We keep missing it every moment because it's so obvious. Wow, right? It's it's um it's the simplest thing. It's right in front of our faces, but we're just not seeing it. Or just we're just confused about it. I mean, bless him. He thought, like the fact that he thought this is something to be afraid of, or there's something wrong with him. I wonder how many more people think like that. Hanji? Mom, मैं busy हाँ. मैं busy हाँ. Does you not get them? You seem to be attaining hyper consciousness. You know, looks already attained. Hmm. Why? Oh God. Honestly, yeah. And it's interesting you say that, Raj, because for you to know that, you must be too, right? You can't perceive something you're not already at. Or yeah, yourself. Intensity of seeking will decide intensity of realization. Wow. That's so interesting, Vaibhav, because I guess there's a thought that comes up, which is um maybe because it's meant to be effortless, right? To some extent, it's not meant to be forced. Um, but I get it. If you're not looking for it, then how will you? And of course, when you have a target that you want to get to, of course you'll get there. Um, I believe that you can become God by doing what God. Yeah, exactly. If you think God is in space, then become Ashra and go to space and become God. Wow. Love that. I believe that you can become God by doing what God do. That's true. By assuming the qualities of God, of course. If you have the qualities of God, surely and you act like that every single day. That is what enlightenment is. Hey Greg, very well, thank you. How are you? It's interesting you're here because I was thinking about our conversation about that we had about enlightenment, and enlightenment is knowing that you are God and living with that realization every day, and knowing that everything outside of you is also God, and treating it like that, and then also having the qualities of God, right? And then when you have the qualities of God, of course you have access to infinite powers such as God as well. Um, um, I have many more questions to ask and thoughts to share. How should I? I mean, you can share them here. If you'd like, you can message me on Instagram if you'd like, and then we can discuss them further on there. If we seek it hard enough, it's there. That's why it's called realization, not self discovery. Let me take a moment for this. Realization, not self realization. To realize, to become aware of. Wow. So would you say that it's it's more guided by yourself? I guess it is, right? Yeah. I mean, like, for example, myself, I wanted that. That's why, and the more I want it, the more it comes to me. I guess it's what you observe also. The moment you become aware of it, you start observing it more in your reality, which means you generate more of it. um, so I've just joined and you look Indian. Thank you. I am Indian, yes, but I'm England. I'm so glad you brought this up because it's something I've been thinking about. Enlightenment. I think it's a bit of a buzzword but has different meanings to different people. I would love to know what you made of it, after your contemplation about enlightenment, and everybody, what does everybody believe enlightenment to be? But doing what God does, but not asking anything in return makes you enlightened. Okay. Yeah, of course. I mean, the thing is, the moment you reach that level of enlightenment, you don't need anything. You realize you're in a game, a lila. You're in a play. You're playing Monopoly. Why do you want, no, it's as if everybody's playing Monopoly and you're the one who wakes up and you're like, whoa, this is just a game. This is just Monopoly. It's not real. I don't need to win all this money. It's not real. Isn't self-discovery and realization are synonyms? We'll let Vaibhav answer that one. There is a book called Who Am I by Sri Ramana Maharishi. It has a lot of info about self-realization. Do I have that book? Let me see. I did start a book by Miss Sri Ramana Maharishi ji. Let me see. I didn't get far into it though. Where is it? Oh, okay. It's Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Who am I? Okay, I'll have to bear that in mind when I get around to. My curiosity will naturally take me there. I don't like to put pressure on myself to read certain things or watch something. I know people suggest things, and I love that. I used to love that, and I still do. I do. But well, it has to be flowing, you know. Yeah. Okay. When and why the manipulation and biasness kicks in human mind? What manipulation and bias are we talking about? So my understanding of alignment is the state that the Buddha and Ma and Christ achieved. Yes, okay. But to others, it may seem living with awareness of God at all times. I mean, isn't it? If you had to describe the state that they achieved, what, like, I'm gonna push you. Like, what state would you say that is? Like, if you had to describe it in a few words. Um, what do I do? What do I do? I help people. How do I sum this up in a few words? I help you realize your potential, your truth, and when you do that, you change everything. You know, Ramayana book wrote by Guru Valmiki, but you know, he was a duck when he was a very bad guy before he came into a spiritual path. I love that. I love an underdog. I, you know, I love the wholeness. That's what it is. I just love that. Like I said, I've mentioned this before where there was this guru that I really like, Guru Pashupati, and he said, you know, he said it, he just said it encapsulated in such a beautiful way. He said the guru is the one who's done everything, okay? Because then he can be a good guru, right? He's been there, he's done that, and then he knows. So I love the fact that he was a daku. I love that he was doing these things and then he came into this path because I mean I was speaking with Greg, you know, and Greg was saying how you know he had a particular life prior and then now that's changed and he's on a spiritual path, and I was like I had the same sort of path. I wasn't always on this path, you know. um and I love that. I love that about myself. That was what it was meant to be, you know. It was all there for a reason. And eventually I feel when you're not aware of the truth, of course you're going to veer off into these paths. You're going to be on the, you know, on a path that is more troublesome. And then when you learn the truth, eventually through that suffering, maybe, and like getting to different states, you realize, oh, okay, maybe we can go this way now. Maybe, you know, it's the missile. It readjusts its course. It's like, I got rid of the home thing. So, oops. Is a state of convenience a source of happiness? Anything below or above carries sorrow and anxiety. I would say not a state of convenience, maybe. I would maybe say contentment and none. You know, there's a the saint that I was listening to a guy on a podcast who had done the sangat, right? He had spent a lot of time with this saint who was God, okay? Who was practically just up there. Okay? And he said that he's in Paramanand, right? I shared the story about how someone brought him a mug and then, you know, this guy was super excited, like, I've got your new mug. Um, do you like it? What do you feel happy? And the saint had to explain to him, look, this thing doesn't make me happy. You bringing it to me doesn't add to my joy, and you taking it away from me won't take away from my joy. Nothing can add to my joy or take away from my joy because I am in a constant state of joy. I'm in Paramanand at all times. So if I get more money, if I get a nice wife, if I get blah, 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 whatever it is, you can't give me shit. Part of my French to make me feel a certain way. And that got me thinking. This is why I said now I have become aware, and I want to be more aware of the things that really rouse my excitement. Because if it rouses my excitement, it will have an equal and opposite reaction. It will bring me pain. A partner, if I'm really excited when I see someone and I think, oh my God, you're so attractive, you're so hot, like so hot, I love this about you, you're so like this, you tick, 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 oh, I'm excited. That same person will bring me immense amount of joy. In fact, equal joy. Let me show this to you, okay? Okay. So I'm gonna have to write it backwards. So we'll say I don't want to say joy. I'm gonna say whoops. I'm writing backwards. That's wait, is this even right for you guys? E X. Wow, I forgot how to spell excitement. Oh, okay, yeah. Can we just pretend that this is excitement? Oh, gosh. Yeah, yeah. Excitement. X. Oh yeah. Okay. Excitement, and then wait. Does this read right for you? No, it doesn't. I can read it. Okay. I don't know what language this is in. Okay, this is excitement and this is pain. Okay, if you're listening, you're listening. This is just checking how much you're listening. Pain. Why am I just writing it? Sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I don't need to apologize. There we go. Okay. Excitement slash pleasure and pain. Okay. Most people are either here. You go from here and then you quickly go to here and then you quickly go to here. But the point is to be here. This is where joy is, a constant state of joy, calmness, stillness. But we want to date people who excite us and then they bring us pain. We want to eat really exciting food and then the lack of it brings us pain and we want some more different type of food. We want to go to a really good concert and it makes us so excited. And then we go back because there's no concert and my life is boring. Does it make sense? Okay. Um If enlightenment is universal truth, then why do different religions claim different versions? There are just different ways of speaking about the same thing. That's it. But okay, I guess it is the true knowing of the underlying nature of reality and being at one with it, not from a knowledge point of mind, but from a deep understanding that it is impossible to describe unless you achieve it. So it's like a visceral sense of knowing, right? Like a somatic, embodied version of the truth rather than just intellectually knowing it. If God is nothing but a conscious mind, is God nothing but a conscious mind filled with truth and contentment? God is everything and nothing. If liberation comes from the disappearance of the ego, what remains to experience life in the state of Jivan Mukta? What remains is the truth. I guess you'll have to. I can't explain that to you because I've not gone there yet. But when you get there, you'll know. And okay, thank you, Adit. If you discover something, it's got to be outside of you, something other than you, because there will be you in the discovered self. If you discover something, it's got to be outside of you, something other than you, because there will be a you in the discovered self. Strictly speaking, realization is for mind at the end, that's just you. Consciousness when it stops perceiving everything else. Okay, inner peace is the goal. Oh, yes. Too right, Dion. The thing is, yeah, it is. It is the goal. It's your natural state of being, right? Um, can't we just keep enjoying them each time we have them? Do they need to satisfy us indefinitely? I love that. Wow. The thing is, Zen Dog, when we allow these things to satisfy us, to make us the problem is the attachment and then also the need for them. Because You eat something. Okay, you're a foodie. You love food. Okay, you wake up and you're like, whoa, I want to eat some good food today. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go buy this thing and I'm gonna eat it. Okay. The next day, I really want to eat some good food today. Oh, I need to make some food. Oh, does you see? So there's a state of constant of pain and pleasure. The pleasure when you have the food and the pain when you don't have the food and then the pleasure you get from eating the food. It's like smoking. I was in a class, in a psychology or counseling class, right? And they were discussing smoking. Smoking, people smoke because they believe it relieves stress. But smoking doesn't relieve stress. It creates stress because every time you're not smoking, you're stressed. So you need the cigarette to relieve you from the stress of not having a cigarette. And then you go back into that pain of I don't have a cigarette. Does that make sense? That's like food. It's like anything. Oh, okay. I um it's whenever you need something outside of you to satisfy you internally, there's a problem. Is fearing in God is fearing in God has anything to do with fear to do misdeeds? I I don't know. That's something that's very subjective, right? There's no objective reality. So I guess if you're asking me, I don't know. I don't fear God, and I don't fear misdeeds. I like most of the time. You know, I have my moments. But I'm working on that. I'm working on coming to the realization there are no misdeeds, there are no sins, there are only timelines. That's it. Just timelines. If I go and steal something, I'm on a different timeline now. If I go and donate something to someone, on a different timeline. If I go on live on YouTube and I talk to people, I'm on a different timeline. If I go on um YouTube live and I'm complaining and I'm crying and I'm moaning and I'm like this isn't good and this isn't good and you suck, then I'm on a different timeline. That's it. Just view things as timelines. Oh, okay, those last comments. I understood, February. Thank you for clearing that up. How does one know if they or someone else is enlightened? Interesting. You can feel it. You can probably feel it. You can just sense it. Trust that within yourself. Trust your intuition. You can feel when someone has dark energy, right? When they have heavy energy, when they have a victim mindset, and then you can feel the complete opposite of that. When someone is very peaceful, how do they make you feel? We see people and we say, that person gives me really weird vibes. Or this person feels really good. I feel really good around them. Or I feel like this around this person. They seem weird. There's something suspect about them. That always happens, right? So someone who's enlightened, they are in touch with the truth. They say that the being in the presence of someone like that, it's transformative. My mom always says to me, and even in Sikhism, it says, in Eastern spirituality, even touching, coming into contact with the dust of someone who is enlightened can do miracles for you. So being in their presence, oh, you best believe you're gonna know you're in the presence of someone enlightened. Because their energy is going to feel completely different to anything you've ever felt in your entire life. How can we claim that everything is Maya while still relying on perception and thought to make that claim? Maybe mm, perception comes from a deep level of mind, Um, it's an inner knowing. Maya as in a hologram. And you can feel it. You can feel it. When I meditate, I can tell that it's just a hologram. It's nothing. Does body control the mind, or does the mind control the body, or does the surroundings control both? Where your observation goes controls everything. The things you observe controls everything. The mind, as in thoughts, right? I'm going to talk about thoughts because there are different aspects of the mind, but the lowest aspect of the mind that people think is thinking, thoughts, overthinking, you know? Do thoughts affect the body? Yeah, of course. If I start talking about something really upsetting, it's going to affect my body. If I start speaking sexually or I have sexual thoughts, it's going to affect my body, right? Everything in your life came from a thought. You thought, let me click on this live. Oh, why does my chair keep spinning? I'm like, hi, yes, talk, looking this way. Um, but yeah, everything came from a thought, right? And does the body, everything is very interlinked. There is just oneness. There is no separation between the mind, the body, and the soul. Really, if you think about it, it's all one. It's all consciousness. Consciousness is fundamental. Consciousness is the prior condition of everything, and there's only oneness in that. So yeah, they it's like it's very intermingled. I've been thinking about this question this week and wanted to bring it up in this group. It's about karma. Karma is a universal truth of the universe. However, from my understanding, it only generally impacts the individual. But then how can it be a universal truth if reality is one? And karma only impacts the individual. Ooh, I love it. Juicy. Okay. What I would say to that, Greg. Everybody else can give their, of course, the input. What I think is only the individual exists. Karma is a universal truth because I am the universe. In my world, I am the universe. I am the only conscious being here. I am the only soul creator. I'm the only one that has free will in my world. You you have free will in your own world. In my world, you guys don't have free will. You will be the way that I think you are. And I get that it can be really difficult to understand that, but that's the truth. It is just my world. This is why, for me to understand the truth, I need to go inwards and then become like that consciousness. I'm consciousness having this experience, but I'm everything at the same time, but I'm not in touch with the consciousness in a different world that's having an experience as Greg or what, because your consciousness is everywhere. But right now, my truth is my experience. Does that make sense? Um, Reality is just what I'm observing. That's it. You can't observe. I can't observe through your, Greg, through your perspective. Well, I probably could because everything is possible. But does that make sense? What I'm trying to say? If God rewards belief, is because okay, look, it works in terms of timelines and infinite versions of Earth existing in the universe and different worlds and stuff like that. It's it's such a complicated thing to discuss through words, I guess. If God rewards belief, isn't that bribery? If he punishes disbelief, isn't that fear? First of all, God is within you. You are God. So God rewards belief because you are God. So you believe in something, you manifest that. You bring that into existence. No one is being rewarded. No one is being punished. You're choosing outcomes. You're not chasing them. You're not the victim of them. If you believe you will be successful, if you believe people love you, people worship you, people respect you, people blah blah, whatever it is, you will be given that. If you don't believe that you are loved, if you believe you are unworthy of love, you will be given that. It's simple. Because our system is so bad that we are growing our children as followers. Our children the thing is, the system is what it is, but we have an individual responsibility, right, for ourselves, for our consciousness, for the evolution, the revolution. Karma is universal laws, causality. If you hit my bus, that's physics and gravity bringing that moment together. It's karma of nature, not your karma. Wow, you look like a moon. Thanks. Thank you. Does the soul have anything to do with DNA and its pre-filled characteristic? Does the control conscious mind have the power to revise the soul? Does the soul have anything to do with DNA and its pre-filled characteristics? Yes. The soul chose them. Does the controlled conscious mind have the power to revise the soul? Anything is possible. If we are God, we do no crime, no wrong, no crimes. Interesting. Whew. Okay. What not having polygamy in society causes? What has not having polygamy in our society? What has this cost us? Probably a lot. Maybe I'll enter that timeline one day and I'll know. Is God a man or a woman? God is beyond man or woman. God is beyond gender. God is formless. Punjab. What? Not having polygamy. Okay. If heaven is perfect, why didn't God put us there directly? Heaven is a state of being. How do you know what heaven is? How do you know what hell is? It's because you reside in that state, right? You reside in one or the other. Saints, they reside in a state of heaven. They're here, right? They're on earth. Heaven isn't something outside of you. Living in England. Welcome, I'm godly. Do you idol worship? No. God is dogs, but what's backwards, so get a cat, lol. Okay, did you get my question? Yes, Sachin, I got your question about polygamy, right? Like what cost has it been to human society because we haven't believed in polygamy? I got that question. I don't know. I don't know. I probably lots, you know. Probably lots. It's something. It's a subject that I ponder about. You know, I was really interested in. Um, do triple tap on forward. So funny. Your view in asking. Okay. Okay. Control. It could be. The thing is, okay. You asked for my view. Let me explain views. They're very subjective. There is no objective view, right? That is just what I decide. And the thing is, I don't want to. I guess I don't want to make a judgment on it, right? Like God doesn't judge. God doesn't say this was bad, this was good, it just it's a timeline we're in. That's all I can say. James, you're having fun, right? I love that. If Maya is viewed as a holographic appearance of consciousness, how does this compare to the quantum holography? The idea of quantum information can be stored in regions. I have no idea, AJ Records. If Maya is viewed as a holographic appearance of consciousness, how does this compare to the quantum holography? I'm gonna have to look into quantum holography. Context. Context for what? Judgments don't change reality. Well, the thing is, there is no objective reality. So, judgments do change reality because judgments create assumptions and expectations, and that informs your reality. It's been a long day without you, my friend. Oh, I miss you too. I miss everybody. I lied. I don't miss anyone. I just live in the present moment, you know? I not that that takes away from the fact that I really appreciate that I'm in contact with you right now. When I lived in South America, the people there told me the sun is God as it gives all life. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Everything is God. There is only God. So of course I understand why they'd say that. Do you believe in haunted houses? I believe. Do I believe? I mean, yeah, I guess so. We are energetic beings, right? So we leave energetic residue everywhere we go. So, um, you know, like for example, my mom always says, don't give anyone your clothes and don't take anyone's clothes because they have that person's energetic residue, and your clothes have your energetic residue. For example, when people want to do black magic, they take a piece of your clothing, right? Because that has your energetic residue. So when they perform magic on something that is yours, that has your energy, it affects you. That's if you're not spiritually protected, by the way. So yeah, they're probably a thing. Priya, I see a lot of people doing psychedelics and thinking they are spiritual. Thoughts? We're all spiritual. We're spiritual beings, right? Whether we're consciously spiritual or not, we're spiritual beings. First of all, second of all, does doing that make you spiritual? If it alters your state of consciousness, the thing is, psychedelics take you to an altered state of consciousness. They are there to be used as a divine sacred tool to show you. But if it's something that you have to constantly use and you're dependent upon it, then it's a problem, because those things you're being able to access through you. It's you. You can access that in real life. You can get to that state. It's showing you what is possible for you. Okay? It's a tool. You need advice. Yeah, sure. With what? Hi, welcome, Marique. Have my medicine exam tomorrow, but didn't have a reason to study. Okay. Why are you studying medicine then? If you sure, you need advice. Okay, ask away. Do I believe that dreams are kind of a warning to us? Dreams are not separate from your consciousness. Dreams seem false. They seem like a world away. But this world, this life that you're living is a dream. Right now, you're dreaming. This is just another form of a dream. Your dreams are revealing to you what is lingering in your subconscious. Dreams are very profound. They can give us a lot of messages. They can be give you premonitions. Give you premonitions? Show you premonitions? Show you things. You can heal through your dreams, when you become lucid. Um Things like that. So dreams are very profound. By the way, my phone might die soon, so if it goes off, that's why. God was not in the concentration camps during World War II. Explain. God cares in a non-controlling way. There is only God, so God was there in the concentration camps. God is not human. God is beyond our understanding. I think at times we see life through the lens of humans, you know and things like that always come up. Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? It was meant to happen. Those things were just there, right? That was it. Okay, how is it that you get to know if your friend is envious or not? Like, how do we get to know about the hidden envy? Have you ever experienced being friends with a victim mindset? Yes, yeah, I have. I have been the friend who had a victim mindset. I have been friends with people who had a victim mindset. Yes. Um, you will know if your friend is envious of you. I mean, if you're questioning whether she's envious of you, she must be envious, or he must be envious, right? Why would you question it otherwise? You can feel it. Trust your feelings. It doesn't have to make logical sense. It's just there. That's your intuition. It's like there's something there that you're feeling. That's why you're questioning it. I liked how you dodged my polygamy question in fear of being judged. I didn't. Oh, mate, you know what? Sachin, it's very insightful of you. Maybe. You know, I find that I kind of do veer away from this question because I've had this where I've like discussed this with like for example partners, you know, like in the past, and people in the past, and they've always gotten the wrong end of the stick about this. For me, polygamy. Okay, like I think it's Will Smith's daughter, right? I can't remember her name, but she's polygamous. And you know what she said? She said, I have more of an emotional connection in my relationships with people than a normal person would. And it's not about just a sexual connection. First of all, sex is judged, hence why polygamy is probably judged, right? Because we live in a society all about sexual control, especially sexual control of a woman. Where did this stem from? This stemmed from agriculture and wanting to know who your child was. So you, like, a man wanted to know, who's my child? The only way you can know for certain who your child is by knowing that the woman you're sleeping with is only sleeping with you. So you create this whole system where she will be judged and stoned to death, or really like her, right? It's really bad for her if she goes around sleeping with other people, other men. So she will only sleep with you. You have certainty that this is your son or your daughter, well, probably your son, and then you pass on your land to that son. So then your property can be passed on. This introduced the idea of the nuclear family, right? The nuclear family is not normal. It's not, I mean, it's normal, it's not natural. Polygamy. What do I believe? I believe that love is infinite. I can love so many people. I can. My ability to love is infinite. I can love dogs, I can love cats, I can love animals, I can love babies, I can love human beings, I can love family members, right? It has no limit. So when it comes to a partner, it has no limit. I can love you. I love human beings. I love everybody and everything, okay? Sometimes I think I don't, but I do, you know, and I get whatever. Everyone is God. So to say that I can only like to be limited in how I can love and the way that I have to act like that, it doesn't sit well with me. So it confuses me. Because then I'm like, whoa, okay, you know, these saints that like there's this Premanand Maharaj ji, right? He's always saying how, you know, having a boyfriend and girlfriend, like boyfriend and girlfriend stage isn't good. You know, you should be just married because it takes you away from your bhakti, from your devotion. So I just sit there and I'm like, I guess it just comes down to me to follow my truth. Okay, Sachin, I hope this helped you really open um a kind of a wormhole with this. But hey, Greg. Okay, you go. Oh, sorry, Weber, you're going. Goodbye. Probably gone by now. Um, but yeah, that's my view on polygamy. It's really, it feels right for me. Like polygamy feels like the truth. And the thing is, I don't even want to label it that. I just don't want limitations. Period. Okay. Yes. Okay. Have you ever tried lucid dreaming? How do you try lucid dreaming? Um, have I lucid dreamed? I have. I had this tea. It was at university. I had smoked weed, and then I had this nighttime tea. Then I had a lucid dream. Let's not get into it. Okay. Um, can I explain deja vu? Okay, deja vu. I guess it's part of your consciousness has decided a certain reality, a certain timeline, and then in your like in your conscious waking life, you're like it happens, right? You decided it at some point, and then it occurs in your existence. Tell us. Yes, I'm godly. How did the day go? Well remembered, Greg. What lucid dreaming? Last night My mom dreaming when she saw a snake in the backyard. She told me morning I have seen the snake. Oh wow. Sorry for the very complex question. I just had a realization about connection between science and the perception of Maya. By the way, I'm majoring in quantum physics. That is so cool. Ah! That is so cool. Quantum physics just fascinates me. It's when you dream. Wait. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, we need two Halloweens. Interesting. Unfortunately, I can't match her spending limit, bro. She's high maintenance, not to be rude. I mean, she's very expensive to be with. I'm so done. Oh, I'm godly. At least you know what doesn't align with you, right? Have you been to Gaza? I have not. Gaza doesn't exist. I can't observe it right now. It doesn't exist, which is going to upset you, I'm sure. I guess I just attracted that. I'm not asking at a personal level. I'm asking at your level, a level of society or species. Did I not? Okay, you don't want to know at a personal level. Also, me and my friend had a very famous and good, a very famous, okay, and good relationship, friendship. But at times I felt that I was wronged when I needed mental help. She wasn't there for me, but I was there when the roles were reversed. Okay, interesting. What can I say about that? Is that 100% the truth? Because look, I'll be straight with you. If I have a victim mindset, I'm only going to see victims around me, right? Like, I say that, but then I guess okay, yeah, I do. I can sense victim mindset because to some extent, maybe there are parts of me that still have a victim mindset, and I can admit that. You know, I do. Oh my god, yeah, I do. At times, I do. So always don't look at the other person. Check yourself. Check yourself. Check yourself. Check yourself. No one else exists. It's just you. Why? Ask yourself, like, why? Why me? Why? You know, what am I doing? What did I attract this? Blah blah blah. Sachin, like, how it give any advantages or disadvantages from other being? I don't know, Sachin. I have no idea. I'm not another being. Maybe I'll come back. I'll be another being, and then I'll know. um, your experience of life, I think, is very limited. Thank you, Ian. Takes one to know one, right? Guess I'm just gonna get all single thinking of Ria. That's funny. How beautiful. Oh, thank you. Love. Thank you. Empty vessels make the most noise. That's so funny. Thank you. Sorry, I was. Uh, sorry, I was dying. By the way, do you eat junk? I just had a tiki. Oh my god, I'm so. Am I jealous? Not really. Tikis do taste well though, like yummy though, right? Um, who were you friend with, Dwayne Rock Johnson? Right? A famous. Can we expand more on the fact that it was a famous friendship? What does that mean? I'm always anxious about being liked by others. Any ideas how to drop that? Wow. First of all, thank you so much for being so honest about that and forthcoming. It is your need to be accepted because you do not feel safe not being liked, right? It's codependence. It's where you rely on something outside of you for something, right? You give your power away. So it's about taking your power back and just always bring it back to the simple truth. What is the truth? The truth is, I am consciousness. I am not, I am Zen Dog. I know that's just your YouTube name. You're not that person, okay? You are consciousness having a human experience. So, things like, does this person like me or not like me? You determine whether they like you. There is no objective reality. You're the only creator. So by default, believe everybody likes you. Try it. Try it. Try it for a day. Try it for a week. Go around. Everybody likes me. I don't have to try to be liked. They just like me. You know why they'll like you? Because you like you. Do you like you? If you liked yourself 100% unconditionally, you would never question whether people like you because you wouldn't care. Because you like you. You know? Yeah, don't become someone people pleaser or just so exactly. Because you know what it is, Zen Dog? The more you care about whether people like you, the less they will like you. because who are you? You're not being your own whole authentic individual expression, right? You're being someone who becomes malleable. You're like, oh, okay, you like people who walk like this? Okay, I'm gonna walk like this. Oh, you want me to be like this? Okay, I'm gonna, you always be shape shifting and forming, like bending yourself to appeal to other people. Why? Do you like you? Bring it back to you always. Do I like me? Do I agree with me? Can I validate myself? You can give yourself everything you want from someone else because you are the source of everything. Like for example, I think gosh, like I miss okay. Like for example, I was talking about my ex, right? Like the person that I was with. And I remember like sometimes I'm like, whoa, okay, oh my god, I missed that. Like I missed the love that I got. I missed this that I had. I missed the friendship. Then I think I was the source of that. I was the source of the love. I'm the source of everything. It came from me, right? How to get rid of procrastination? Well, are you doing something you love? Because then you wouldn't be procrastinating. And you're welcome. I The most successful people don't give a shit if people like them or not. They're comfortable in their own skin. Yeah. So what if people look down on you, you know? You know what it is? It's about regulating your nervous system. Can you feel safe? Can you invite a sense of safety and stability even if the whole world is crumbling around you? If everybody doesn't like you, can you get to a point where you feel safe enough to be there? And that, does everybody have to agree with you? And I get it. I get it. It's very real. And it's not that I don't feel that sometimes too, the pressure. But, it's about pushing yourself, right? And pushing yourself to be as authentic as you can be. And it's a journey, and that's okay. Take it one step at a time. Work on yourself. Like, always bring it back to yourself. 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 What is it? Like, why? Why do I feel like this? Why, Imagine being alone on an island. Would you worry what someone is thinking? Become an island whenever. Wow! Oh my god, I love that. Become an island whenever you need. That is an amazing analogy. Um. Uh. What I love to like, what helps me is the fact that I just know that I'm the only conscious creator here, and everybody else isn't. So, that helps me. Besides, they're only thinking what I'm thinking. Could be why certain guys were into polygamy. Not every woman would be able to even have a child because of blood types. Don't think polygamy was always religious. It wasn't. I think it started from like it's like patriarchy, agriculture, right? Your voice is similar to AI. Really? I've never heard that before. I'm glad to come across your channel. Thanks for being you. I am into quantum technology, came to the UK from India for masters. I believe whatever you're talking could one day be explained by science. Oh, welcome, Anika. Annie Kate. Sorry. Is it Annie Kate? Um, yeah, I believe it will be explained by science. For sure. I mean, the fact that you're on quantum technology, quantum physics will eventually just explain everything, if not already, right? Am I AI? I am if you believe I am. Pro tip while meditation, ask yourself, who am I, or who is giving me this thought I should feel or worry. This really helped me a lot while meditating and focusing on the presence. Thank you for that, AJ. It's interesting you say that because it's something similar to Robert Adams, and you can do this outside of meditation as well. When you have a thought, I suck, does this person like me? Does that person like, what are they thinking of me? Ask yourself, who am I? Ask yourself, where is this thought coming from? Who's this thought coming from? Like, I love that. And then what comes up for me is archetypes, right? Like different archetypes of me. Of when I'm a 4-year-old, like a 4-year-old in me is asking, do they even like me? Will I be accepted? Is it safe to not be accepted? Because I mean, the whole, wanting people to like you. It's because when you're younger, if people didn't like you, then you felt like you were in danger. You feel like you're going to die, right? Your nervous system freaks out. So you need everybody to be on your team. But when you can regulate your own nervous system, you don't need people to be on your team because you're okay. You're wonderful, even if people around you are mad at you. Especially quantum physics. I hope to contribute to this new and upcoming marriage of science and consciousness. Oh, I love that. Feel free to share any information because I love quantum physics. And goodbye, Greg. I don't know why. Have a lovely weekend. Hi, Soras. Are you Indian? Yes. In this lifetime. Read a book for first part about bloodlines. The time in life and the polygamy part will make more sense. I think I remember you saying something about. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. My battery's gonna die soon. I live outside of India. You look like Bang Chan. Thank you. I don't know who that is. Mrs. Ronnie. I don't know about Mrs. Ronnie. It's Miss at the moment. When you are trying, but you cannot go in depth. Still floating on surface of zero, stuck between one intellectual waves. Okay. Thanks. CIRVP. Take care. I think if no one has any questions, I might have to call it a day too. My battery's about to die soon. It has been a pleasure. Thank you, Ashish. It has been a pleasure conversing with you all. Why did you choose Scorpio Sage as the stage name? Okay, I'll answer that one. That's a good question. All questions are good. Okay. I wanted some. I don't know. I remember discussing with my friend, and I wanted a new a name, and a sage is a woman that has wisdom, and I guess Scorpio just comes into that. So, I I'm a Scorpio, and I like to share my wisdom. A sage is an old wise woman, right? And I like that. Yeah. Yes. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much everybody for being here. It's been fun. I'm gonna have to write down what I spoke about so I can title these lives. Honestly, that would be great if someone wants to take that responsibility. Let me know what we spoke about because we speak about so much. Okay, wait. I'll do it when I get off camera. Scorpion Yogini. Oh gosh, I love that too. Shall I change it? Scorpio and Libra make the best couple, do they? I think so. I have a Libra moon. So maybe. Yeah. Okay. Adios. Chicas. She says whilst not leaving. I don't want to go. It's fine. Okay, I'll just keep you just keep talking. I just need to write down what we spoke about. Timelines. What else did we speak about? We spoke about people pleasing. The small parts though. Consciousness, the truth. Stop. How do you know I'm a Libra? You're funny. I did not know you were a Libra. I guess I do now. Do you believe in astrology? It's not something to be this like I don't believe in the sun, right? Because the sun just exists. So astrology is it's a thing. Because the sun affects you, the moon affects your emotions, the sun affects how happy you feel, like how it affects your health. So everything is constantly affecting us. We're just so out of tune with nature that we have to ask each other whether we believe in astrology, right? Sorry, but you're loyal to Ria. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, you're loyal to Ria. um Hi, thank you. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go now. Bye bye. Bye.